This is not the first time Michael Jackson has been accused of child molestation. 10 years ago, he was accused of sexually abusing another young boy. However, after that boy refused to testify, and after Jackson paid the boy's family millions of dollars to settle a civil lawsuit, Jackson was never charged. Although the family in the current case against him has filed no lawsuit and says it does not intend to, Michael Jackson is still suspicious of their motives.
Greed, money, somewhere greed got in there and somebody, I can't quite say, but it has to do with money. It's Michael Jackson. Look what we have here. We get money out of this.
I was alone in 2005 in believing that he was being framed. I thought that that complainant was recruited by the same lawyer who got the 1993 settlement, by the same psychologist on the 1993 team. She was herself a convicted welfare cheat. Yep. I think the whole thing, and that he would go for a 13-year-old cancer patient when he had the world.
Credible witness, semi-credible, but they didn't see anything. I want you to show me one credible witness who has not sued Michael, not been countersued by Michael, doesn't have an axe to grind because they got fired or laid off. Show me one, just one credible witness. And it isn't there, people. The closest they came to credible witness was June Chandler. And this woman, Brianna, what do you think of this woman? This woman admits on the stand that she let Michael Jackson come to her home in Santa Monica and sleep in the bedroom when Michael was like 30-something and her son was 12 or 13. And she let her son go sleep at Michael's house at Neverland 30 times in a very close, either in the same bed or beds next to each other. Does that seem like a normal mother?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Would your mother say let you go when you were 13 or 14 and go sleep with some movie actress in her bed?
No, I don't want
I don't think so. And this is the most credible witness they have against Michael. Here's my question, Mr. District Attorney Tom Snedden. If you really believe Michael did something sexually improper with June Chandler's son when he was 12, 13 in his home in Santa Monica up in Neverland Ranch, and June Chandler acquiesced to that, then if you believe that, then you have to believe June Chandler was pimping her own son. And why have you not arrested her and charged her for that? The insurance company, now Michael Jackson's insurance company pays off, we're told now $15 million, of which we maybe $2 million or $1 million finally got to the kid when he turned 18 or 21. And he doesn't even talk to his mother, June Chandler, anymore, or his father, or his uncle. So we're not going to hear from the Chandler boy. I think his name is Jordy Chandler. But he hasn't spoken to his mother for 11 years. Could it be he's so angry with her for making money off of Michael, who he liked and respected, that he doesn't talk to his own family anymore?
I came to the realization that there was a reason why I was there in '93. God gave Michael Jackson something he didn't give his accuser, and that was a witness. And I literally witnessed them set Michael up.
We got such crooked people in office. 6 judges in this county right now. I want all those judges to come on and answer questions. I want to ask them why they didn't demand, because they're an officer of the court, that Tom Snedden be indicted for falsifying evidence in the Michael Jackson trial. And I was a witness. I was right there in the courtroom, watched him get caught, false fingerprints evidence, the phone evidence that they tried to create to say there was a conspiracy, and had all these phone charges, half a day on that. He had that boy put his fingerprints on the magazine at the grand jury. And the reason we know that, because the alert Tom Mesereau, the defense attorney, got the grand jury transcript. And one of the grand jurors said, shouldn't that boy be wearing gloves? Then after the grand jury, they sent it out for fingerprints analysis. So where did the boy get his fingerprint on the magazine when the boy testified he hadn't even been at Neverland for months when that magazine was published? Yet he claimed that was the magazine Michael Jackson gave him in bed. And Tom Snedden directed all that testimony. He falsified. Now, if he was a new DA, if he was green behind the ears, and he just got elected DA, and he made a stupid mistake, like giving the evidence to a boy, and then sending it out, fingerprint evidence with no gloves on, I would say, okay, he made a mistake, he's a greenhorn, he didn't know what he was doing, we can let it go. But 25 years? 25 years? And we say, well, we're just going to forgive him because he worked so many years in the office, we're going to just let it go.
Never.
Then Sneddon wanted to withdraw it from the evidence pool in the court. No. The defender, Tom Mesereau, said, that stays on. The judge said, you're right, it's already been entered, it stays. And the jury looked at all this false evidence and said, there's no way we can convict this guy. We got a pile of crap from Tom Sneddon.
The book tells about all the characters that were involved in '93, and I don't know if you guys remember Anthony Pellicano. Anthony was the private investigator. Anthony's in prison right now, and it was so ironic that Anthony Pellicano went to prison the same month that the district attorney finally decided to go on and indict Michael. He wanted to make sure he was out of the way because Anthony Pellicano is really the one that dug up all the facts about the '93 case. And it's quite possible that the charge that he's in jail for is not his own. But I believe if you really look behind the surface, it was just too much of a coincidence that he was put in jail the same month that Tom Sneddon launched a charge against Michael.
But I believe Tom Sneddon should be serving time in prison. You cannot falsify evidence. The man should be doing time in jail. And I look at the trial.
But he should have the benefit of a trial.
Of course he gets a trial. Of course he gets a trial. And we bring on the record, we bring the record from the Michael Jackson trial and say, here it is, jury. The man is guilty of sin. And we lay it out. We lay out the grand jury's transcript, and there it is. And put that Tom Sneddon in prison. He needs to do some hard time. Just because you put bad guys, it's like saying if a cop stopped 10 bad guys from robbing Mr. Hagen's house. And every year these bad guys come to rob you and the cops show up and they stop them. But 1 year...
I'd be very happy.
Of course you would be happy. But if the same cop came back one day and said, well, you know, I think I should rob Mr. Hagen, and he shoots Mr. Hagen and takes your money.
Now I wouldn't be happy.
Right, exactly. It's my point. That's exactly my point. Now do we say, well, the cops stopped all these bad guys for 10 years, so we'll just give them a free pass this one time.
No, that's not the way it works.
That's right. That's not the way it works.
That's not the way the American system works.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Hagen. I wanted to get your agreement. Tom Sneddon should be in prison. But see, I'm not a Michael Jackson fan. I'm not saying, hey, I'm a fan, he's a great guy. I'm saying the evidence does not support even a prima facie case. Judge Melville should have dismissed this case. This is it. This is it.